Holly. I would now like to ask Dr. Schenk to come forward to lead the next part of this event, the recognition of some very special academic achievements.
Thank you, Dr. Gisman. Thank you, Holly. Before we hand out diplomas, I have the pleasure of recognizing the graduates who have excelled in language learning and presenting awards to those who have written the best senior theses and who have distinguished themselves in academic achievement and public service. Now, graduates, I'm very happy to share this moment with you, especially because I missed your Croft incoming student retreat. I don't know if you remember that I wasn't there, but I think I had a pretty good excuse. We were waiting for my son to be born. He was about a week late, and he was born right after your retreat. And so your four-year college career has also been the first 4 years of his life. And he will be, he's turning 4 on August 30th, and you guys will be embarked on the next stage of your career. It has been a privilege to work with such talented and inquisitive students, and a joy to see you grow from high school seniors to college graduates. Now, the language awards. Now, the seniors know this, but maybe some of you don't. Foreign language education is one of the 3 pillars of the curriculum here at the Croft Institute. We have our students study their chosen language every semester they're enrolled in our program. And all of them spend at least 1 semester studying abroad in a country where their chosen language is spoken. Consequently, we expect them to achieve a high level of proficiency in that language. And to test their proficiency, we have them take the American Council of Teachers of Foreign Languages Oral Proficiency Interview, a 30-minute phone conversation that includes discussions of culture, current events, and role plays of stressful situations. Now, that may sound pretty intimidating, but it's probably worse than that. Because you're getting on the phone with someone who you've never met and speaking in this language that you've studied. Now, you studied abroad, so hopefully you're fairly competent and comfortable speaking in that language. But then they start talking to you, and then they say, what would you do if you borrowed your friend's car and you rear-ended someone and you need to explain what happened in Chinese? Or how would you, if you're really good in your language, they may start asking you questions like, how would you compare and contrast the healthcare systems in France and the United States? Now, I don't know if I could do that in English, but some of these students could do that in French. So students who receive the highest ratings on the actual scale are able to talk about unfamiliar topics and create coherent, well-argued discourses at the paragraph level and beyond. This year, we have 17 students whose scores on the oral proficiency exam exceeded the expectations set by the Croft faculty. We would like to recognize these students for their achievement, and they will get a special gift later in their Croft diploma. As I read the names of these seniors, please, I ask you guys to stand up and remain standing until I finish. And please hold your applause until I've recognized everyone. So our first is Amir Aziz, who is doubly special because he exceeded our expectations in both French and Arabic. We have Allison Bartel, who's not with us today. She's in China. We have Bruce Burley, who studied Chinese. We have Harriet Fisher, who studied Chinese. We have Arpi Gregorian, who studied Russian. We have Byron Head, who's also not with us, who studied Arabic. We have Taylor Malcolm, who studied Chinese. We have Maisie Merriman, who studied Chinese. We have Stephen Mockler, who studied Chinese. We have Delton Rhodes, who studied Chinese. We have Kevin Scott, who studied Chinese. Holly Smith, Chinese. And she's not with us this morning, but Rachel Weiss, French. Zachary Whitehead, studied Chinese. Sam Wilson, who's not with us, studied Chinese. And Palmer Withers, who's also in China, studied Chinese. And finally, last but not least, Leanne Zook, studied Arabic. Congratulations. Now on to the prizes. The first prize is the Gerald M. Abdullah Prize. The Croft Institute instituted the Gerald M. Abdullah Prize 5 years ago. It is named for Mr. Abdullah, chairman of the Joseph C. Bancroft Educational and Charitable Fund and CEO of Croft LLC. This prize recognizes the student who has maintained the highest overall grade point average while completing the International Studies major. In the case of a tie, it's never happened yet, but if it ever happens, in the case of a tie, the prize would go to the student who's completed the most credit hours with the same GPA. This year, the prize was awarded to Kevin Scott, there he is, Kevin Scott, who maintained a perfect GPA over 137 graded credit hours, which means he received an A in every single one of more than 40 classes he took at the University of Mississippi and while studying abroad. Kevin, please come forward to receive a medal struck in commemoration of your achievement. You got over your hat, just barely. You got a picture? There you go. Now the thesis awards. The senior thesis prizes and the Bancroft Award, which we'll award at the end, are the oldest honors given by the Croft Institute. Each award carries with it a monetary prize, and the winners' names will be added to the plaque that hangs outside of the receptionist's office on the 3rd floor of our building. Now the awards that go to the students who wrote the best senior theses. But first, I'd like to commend all of our graduates for successfully completing their senior theses. Not many students write a thesis these days, and you guys probably understand why. Having coordinated your senior thesis process from the beginning, I know how hard you've worked and how close it came for some of you. And I'm very proud of you all, and I'm glad you're here. Now I'd like to recognize the 4 students who wrote the best theses in each of our regional concentrations, and the 1 student who wrote the best thesis on an interregional topic. As always, the selection process was very difficult, although I would say it actually was more difficult than usual this year. We had a lot of good theses to choose from, but unfortunately we can only award 5 prizes. When I call your name, winners, please come forward and receive your prize. I also invite the student's mentor and 3rd reader to come forward for a picture if he or she is here. So, the first prize goes to the student who wrote the best thesis on an East Asian topic. A reader on the thesis commented that this student articulated a compelling research question, did superlative research, and wrote an absolutely first-rate piece of scholarship, above and beyond what one would expect of any undergraduate. The prize goes to Kevin Scott for his thesis written under the direction of Dr. Joshua Hendrickson and 3rd reader Gong Guo, The Impact of Hosting the Summer Olympic Games on Economic Growth in Developing Countries, a case study of the 2008 Beijing Games. Well, plenty of pictures of Kevin. Now, the second prize is for the best thesis on a European topic. A reader commented that it was very well done, examining a complex topic with many moving parts. The student demonstrated an ability to think critically about the topic within a historical context, as well as examine factors beyond economic implications. The prize goes to Melly McGahee for her thesis written under the direction of Dr. Ann Quinney and Dr. Joshua Henderson. You're fine. All right, congratulations. The next prize goes to the student who wrote the best thesis on an interregional topic. A reader commented that this student developed an innovative research project that included a robust and well-analyzed data source, resulting in findings and a conclusion that are extremely compelling. The prize goes to Murray Miller for her thesis written under the direction of Dr. Jeffrey Jackson and third reader Marcos Mendoza. The fourth prize is for the best thesis written on a Middle Eastern topic. A reader writes that the thesis is a huge contribution to the field, an innovative thesis, and that the mentor couldn't have wished for a more diligent student. The prize goes to Amir Aziz for his thesis written under the guidance of Dr. Vivian Ibrahim and third reader Nicholas Trepanier. Okay. The final prize for a senior thesis is the Terasawa Prize, named for Dr. Katsuaki Terasawa, the Associate Director of the Croft Institute, my predecessor, from 1998 until his retirement in 2005. Dr. Terasawa is a respected economist, and while he was at Croft, a much-beloved teacher. The Terasawa Prize is given to the best overall thesis, and this year, the winner of the Terasawa Prize is also the best thesis on a Latin American topic. A reader commented that the student explored a large number of complex issues in a thorough and thoughtful way. The thesis was the product of a firm understanding of the secondary literature, the articulation of a clear methodology, the analysis of a variety of primary sources, including many in the target language, and a series of anthropological interviews and observations. The Terasawa Prize for the best thesis written at the Croft Institute this year goes to Maddie Fumi for her thesis written under the direction of Dr. Maria Fionda and third reader Felice Coles. The next prize is the Bancroft Award. Named for Joseph C. Bancroft, the man whose generous gift made the Croft Institute possible. The Bancroft Award for outstanding academic and public service achievement is given to a graduate who combines an outstanding record in public service with academic excellence. This year's recipient clearly meets these criteria. The student has achieved the level of language proficiency expected by the Croft Institute, no easy feat, and has a near perfect GPA, all while volunteering for the Lafayette County Volunteer Fire Department, doing GED tutoring in math, Spanish, and reading at the Lafayette County Detention Center, volunteering at the Baptist Hospital Emergency Room, and serving on the Reformed University Fellowship Ministry team. The student also worked extensively with Southwest Good Samaritan Ministries in Texas and even visited prisoners while he was studying abroad in Valparaiso, Chile. He is planning to study medicine, and I don't think he will have far to look for a role model who combines a commitment to excellence in the practice of medicine and a dedication to service, qualities that have been embodied by our Chancellor, Dr. Dan Jones. This young man is also the holder of the Mike Powney Memorial Scholarship, which is given by the Croft Institute for a student who excels in Latin American studies. As you may have guessed, the winner of the 2015 Bancroft Award for Academic Excellence in Public Service is Thompson Barr. Congratulations to all of our award winners.